Welcome to A Course in Miracles Workbook for Students, Lesson 339. I will receive whatever I request. No one desires pain, but he can think that pain is pleasure. No one would avoid his happiness, but he can think that joy is painful, threatening, and dangerous. Everyone will receive what he requests, but he can be confused indeed about the things he wants, the state he would attain. What can he then request that he would want when he receives it? He has asked for what will frighten him and bring him suffering. Let us resolve today to ask for what we really want, and only this, that we may spend this day in fearlessness without confusing pain with joy or fear with love. Father, this is your day. It is a day in which I would do nothing by myself, but hear your voice in everything I do, requesting only what you offer me, accepting only thoughts you share with me. This is such a beautiful lesson and invitation to escape from our self-created prisons, to let go of suffering. This is such a deep well of beautiful philosophy and knowledge that I would have to spend days to really go over all the nuance and the layers and levels of these teachings. But what stood out to me immediately as we read this together is something that Brené Brown talks about called foreboding joy. And in her research, she does a lot of research around fear, shame, and vulnerability. And what she's found is a concept called foreboding joy. And what she found was completely surprising to her. And it was that most of us, a lot of us, are afraid of joy. Confusing pain with joy. And the prayer here, the affirmation is that we spend this day in fearlessness without confusing pain with joy or fear with love. Wow. The concept of foreboding joy is that we're afraid to be fully alive, fully in love, fully at peace. Some small and frightened part of our psyche, which is not our true self, but you could almost think of as a limiting paradigm, a computer virus for our mental programming, feels like it's not safe to be safe. Doesn't that sound sick when you hear it? And yet there is that part of most of our psyches that feels like I can't have perfect joy, I can't have safety, I can't have peace, because if I get it, it will be taken away. I will lose it. And it's like there's the famous saying of, it is better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. But this sick, dark, broken aspect of the human psyche, individually, and I believe in the collective psyche of humanity, on some level has this hidden, or maybe for some of us it is no longer hidden, we can see it, but it's still there, has this hidden or obvious fear that it's not safe to get everything you want because you might lose it. And so from that philosophical vantage point, it's better to never have had so that you don't risk losing. And what a sad, distraught, pathetic little thought. Everything in the world of man is temporal. It comes and goes like the weather, but the sky is eternal. And you, my love, are the sky. Your consciousness is that vast open sky. And we can learn to be accepting of and even love all the weather that passes by. I will receive whatever I request is such a bold and beautiful, and in my experience, true statement. And when I have a friend ask me like, well, why is this horrible thing happening? I encourage them to go really deep and discover the part of their psyche that does want that does want vengeance, that does want to suffer to prove the other's guilt. And let go of that. It's not necessarily easy, but completely worth it. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being the bright beacon of hope that you are for so many souls. You are the light in the dark. Thank you for being here. And I will see you tomorrow for lesson 340.